Scorpio, welcome. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your weekly read. For Scorpio placements, Sun, Moon, or Rising, it is a general reading. I'm using two decks this week. Star Spinner Tarot, which is this one, and the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot for some clarifying pulls. And a Merry Summer Solstice to all of you. Our focus this week is asking Spirit to give us some guidance about what our summer lesson plan is. What are we working on this summer? What are our lessons? What are we going to be diving deeply into and learning more about? And for you, Scorpio, we have the Six of Wands, we have Fortitude, and the Hierophant. Fortitude is the Strength card in this deck. And what are we sensing here as lessons? So what I think your overall learning for the summer, what you'll be working on over the next couple of months, the focus there really is about understanding that your value is an internal thing. It's not earned from others. It's not about external validation. That's not where your true strength lies. Your true strength lies in appreciating that you have value, whether someone else thinks so, says so, comments to you or doesn't comment to you about what you're worth. What you are worth, everyone has worth. And for you, the lesson is about understanding that it comes from inside and that you're okay and you are valuable whether or not others see and comment on your value. So let's get into that a little bit more here. Six of Wands, this is the card of victory. It's the card of public acclaim. I see someone here who is used to being praised, is used to getting good feedback from other people, whether this is someone who has an online presence, someone who just gets really great progress reports in school, great grades in school, is a performer on a stage and gets the applause of the audience, or is in the workplace and has great performance reviews every year, gets the bonuses, gets the raises, gets the promotions. Over time, you've gotten a lot of that praise. You've gotten a lot of recognition from outside about how great you are. And it feels good. And there's nothing wrong with that. Truly nothing wrong with that it feels good. But over time, it slows down because as you advance further in your career or as you move along in school, you don't get as many gold stars on your papers anymore. You don't get as many people saying, great job, and giving you a pat on the back. If you're in a relationship, you get a lot of praise maybe up front, but then you get used to each other and you don't feel like you need to say, you did a great job washing those dishes, honey, after 20 years of marriage, right? So there's that feeling of you're not getting that external feedback as often anymore, and it starts to feel like maybe you're not doing a good job. It's not true. You're still doing a good job. You're still doing a great job. It's just that people don't feel like they need to comment on it as much. And logically, you know that you're still doing a great job, but there's part of you that really is missing all of that praise. And that is almost a textbook definition of a midlife crisis to some extent. You're not getting the acknowledgement. You're not getting that level of adoration externally anymore. And that can often lead to people turning their lives upside down because they're going out and trying to get somebody new to tell them that and causing great disruption in their lives. It can happen, and no judgment. I mean, if that's where you're at and you really enjoy all of the external praise and you're not getting it anymore and you're going to go out and find it somewhere, okay, that's fine. But what you're really being invited to do this summer is to understand that your strength inside and your inner wisdom is waiting for you to understand that you don't need that you still have immense value, and you are in fact a stronger person if you can see your worth without someone else telling you that you have worth. If that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So let's take a look at some clarifying cards for you from the Golden Art Nouveau, Scorpio. These are not easy lessons to learn for some of us. So this could be a little bit of a trying summer. It could be a lesson. It almost feels like it's a lesson you've been working on already, that you've been challenged a bit by the last few months of social isolation because you aren't feeling like you're getting as much feedback as you'd prefer. And I think that has to do with, people being very busy, concerned, distracted. There is a sense here that there's a peace available to you if you're able to open up and be vulnerable to what you perceive to be a weakness. When you realize that you really are quite dependent on external validation, there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction to say, no, I'm not, and not explore it because it's a vulnerability. But if you are able to say, okay, you know what? Yep, I see the truth in that. I see the truth in that, and I see how it hurts to be dependent on that. Then you have opened yourself to the ability to learn the lessons that Spirit says you're going to be working on this summer. Okay, so let's look at your clarifying cards. We have the Eight of Swords, Judgment, and the Queen of Wands. So this energy of the Eight of Swords is all about overthinking and keeping yourself imprisoned, keeping yourself from progressing. And very much I see that here with this, what I was just talking about, that sort of knee-jerk reaction to start to be aware how dependent you are on the external validation and the praise and the feedback, and then to immediately shut that idea down because it's a vulnerability. And that has happened. And that could happen again, but you have an invitation here and a very supportive energy from Spirit around you this summer to step out of that, to step out of this self-imposed trap, imprisonment, and Judgment. Judgment or Justice? Sorry, I think this is Justice actually. Is offering you a more balanced life. It's saying, if you face the truth of the situation, then you can move to the next level in life, essentially. You have a strength then that is, fortitude is a perfect word. The card, the strength card in this deck is called Fortitude. You have a fortitude that really would support any next step that you could dream or imagine, because you know in yourself then what you're capable of. You know what you're worth. You know your own limitless potential, because you're not waiting for someone else to tell you so that you know it's true. You know it's true already. And I think that that's what we're seeing here with this Queen of Wands. This is somebody who embraces their creativity, their passion for life. They own their voice, and they're not at all concerned about sharing themselves, their authentic self, with the world. There is a confidence around that sharing that is amazing, breathtaking, and that is waiting for you. That's waiting for you if you can learn the lessons and work through this this assignment from Spirit for your summer. So, Scorpio, I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Thank you for letting me read for you. This is beautiful. I know you're going to rock it. You're going to do great. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I appreciate all of you being here. We'll see you next week. Blessings.